women, with everything that we go through in life and everything that we endure, we really are warriors.
So Melinda, I met you whilst you were here in Singapore at Evolve MMA, and you're affectionately known as Mama to the Evolve family. And that's how I got into hearing about your story about the 8 warriors. Can you tell me about the 8 warriors?
Yeah, sure. So there's two things in my life that came along at times of turmoil. So the first one was yoga, and yoga has the 8 parts of discipline, or the 8 parts of the way to live. And then the second thing that came into my life at a time of great upheaval and change was Muay Thai. I started Muay Thai at the ripe old age of 47. And that has the 8 weapons, it is also known as the science of the 8 limbs. So that's where the number 8 comes from in the name. And then I want to reclaim the word warrior, because I think a lot of people automatically think of a man when they hear the word warrior. But actually I believe that women, with everything that we go through in life and everything that we endure, we really are warriors, and we have that warrior spirit, and we have that warrior heart and that warrior tenacity. And so that's where the warrior part came from. So the name 8 Warriors basically comes from my 2 loves, and how I see women living, and also how I see myself living, and how I want to live, and how I want to inspire other women to live. So that started off as my Instagram page, and that's got a good old following, and I post regularly about stuff that's going on. And then there's the second part of the 8 Warriors, which is fairly new. It's kind of been 2 years in the dreaming, and maybe the last 8 months in the making. And that is the 8 Warriors Women, which is a brainchild of mine to start up like a social enterprise, if you will, whereby we are going to make martial arts clothing designed for women, designed by women, and they're solely for women. So this is going to be a clothing range that makes you feel fierce and strong when you're training, and creates a bit of an identity, and hopefully will create a feeling that you're part of something. And then the profit from those clothes will actually go back into a lot of charity and empowerment initiatives that we're working on. So the clothes are an avenue to generate funds and to bring together women in the martial arts community, but the profit generated from those products will go into helping women outside of the martial arts, or even inside the martial arts community actually, but it's to give women a chance, because I feel pretty strongly about trying to give back, and I can, if you want, I can talk a little bit about how that drive and the 8 Warriors Women came about.
Obviously, for those who are watching right now, strong, independent. Has it always been that way? You've introduced yourself as I'm doing Muay Thai. What was it like before the first time you started? Was it influenced by your son, or was it that you started on your own? How did that come about?
Yeah, okay, so the first part of your question, like have I always been a badass? No. No, I guess when I share my full life story with people, they say, wow, you've had quite the life. I just accept it as my story, and I accept it as my learning process. So there have been some pretty dark chapters in my life, and one of them was just before I found Muay Thai. So my son and I moved to And that move actually created a split in the family. My partner decided that, he had interests elsewhere and that he wasn't going to come to Singapore. So that was, really, really tough. It was, not just losing the person, the love of your life, not just losing that person, but then losing your support network. I was changing house, changing jobs, everything was a massive upheaval. And then, of course, with Zach as well. And Zach had this break between us moving and him starting uni. And of course, he didn't cope very well with the change either. Zach has Asperger's, and I can touch on that a bit later. But with Asperger's, one of the things is that change is quite a big deal and quite disruptive. And there was a lot for Zach to cope with. And there was a morning where I just looked into his eyes and I thought, if I don't do something drastic, I'll lose him. I could just see him slipping away. And I had always caught the bus home, and when I would get on the bus, I would look across the road and see this place with all punching bags and everything, and I didn't really have any idea what they did in there. Anyway, this morning when I realised I needed to do something about Zach, the vision of those punching bags just came into my mind, and it was like I just have to get him there, So I dragged him out of bed and hosed him down and dressed, and I mean, Zach's tall, and at that time he was on the bulk, he was muscling up, so he wasn't easy to manoeuvre around. But I kind of said to him, right, we're going, and he's like, I don't want to go anywhere. I said, no, I'm going. So I managed to get him down to Evolve, and I had no idea what we were walking into. There was just this feeling that I had to sort of get him there. And we got him through the door, and he was able to do a private class straight away, like a trial class. And he did that class with an amazing instructor called Pwrmums. And I watched them train, and there was something that came alive in Zach. There was something between those two that connected, and right there at that moment, he gave me my son back. He got my son back. So that was amazing. So Zach went into Muay Thai and never looked back, and now he's on the road to being a professional fighter.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then before he went to university, he was like, "Mum, come and do a class." No. I'm old, I'm fat, it's a MMA gym, I'm not going in there. And then I kind of thought, well, he's a 21-year-old man, or he was 20 at that time, who wants, this may be the last chance where he looks at me and says, "Mum, let's hang out together," So I went to the gym and I did my first class, and I spent equal amounts of time trying not to throw up, trying not to faint, trying not to hurt myself, trying not to feel so self-conscious. But when I finished, I high-fived myself. I had been totally pushed outside my comfort zone and totally put myself through something that I had never in a million years thought I'd do. And that lit a spark in me. That lit something in me that was like, you've got this and you can do anything. So I went outside and signed the membership immediately.
Awesome. So that regained newfound confidence is probably an understatement.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know people might think it's dramatic, but actually Muay Thai completely changed my life. It gave me my son back, it gave me a family, it gave me friends, it gave me fitness, it gave me a newfound confidence, and it really made me realise that anything is possible. And the other thing is, and I'm guessing there's a lot of mums that are my age that will identify with this. More importantly, Annie, it gave me an arena where I was seen again. You know, because I think that when we get to a certain age, you know, whether you're on your own or empty nester or anything, you kind of end up blurring into the background. But all of a sudden I was seen again, and that being seen again just sparks another round of I can do this. I'm still important. I've still got something to give.
We sort of touched on it before on a phone call where my mum was going through something similar after the kids left the nest and rediscovering her purpose. You brought up a point about your son having Asperger's. So was he into any sports before? Is it night and day in terms of prior and post Muay Thai?
Absolutely, because you know, in school, so he had his diagnosis at 12, but in school, all of the activities are team sports, you know, and there becomes this innate ability to, you know, to read the team, to read where the ball's coming, to understand that if somebody's kicking a ball to you, your response should be to kick it back, or, you know, and team sports were really, really tough for Zach. In fact, the only time he excelled at a sport was when he was put in as a goalkeeper for soccer. And because he was, like, goalkeeper is a really lonely position. It's an individual position. You don't have to interact with anybody else, and the rule is simple. You stop the ball from coming in the goal. And so, you know, nobody wants to be goalie, and they gave Zach the job. You know, he was not great at sport at all at school. And he lacked confidence. You know, he stuttered a lot. And he knew that he was an outsider, and, you know, kids can be very, very cruel. And when he found Muay Thai, he found a community where he was accepted. You know, how he is nobody questioning. You know, he's just accepted. And Muay Thai has given him an absolute huge amount of confidence. I mean, he lives at uni by himself. He cooks, cleans, like he's got no problem now with life and integrating at all. And I think that Muay Thai and being exposed to different people and different cultures and, you know, being treated with respect instead of being treated like a weirdo or being bullied, that when you treat a human being with respect, you can see great things come from that human being. And that's what I've seen with Zach. Muay Thai has really given him a sense of purpose. It's given him a sense of belonging. And it's given him, you know, that realization that he is who he is, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. And he's really now, as he's getting older, he's completely embracing and moving into, you know, moving into his next phase, which is he's taking up professional fighting. He's going to move to Thailand, and
that's incredible.
So, yeah,
absolutely incredible.
And I know that Muay Thai has played a big part in getting him to the point where he knows that he can do something.
And how does that make you feel?
Oh, I'm super proud because I love him to bits, and every parent wants for their child is they want their child to have a sense of belonging, they want their child to be happy, and to, you know, to pursue their dreams. And when I gave birth to Zach, I whispered in his ear, you know, whatever you want, I'm going to help you get there. I mean, never in a million years did I think what he wanted would be a Muay Thai fighter, and I've got to tell you, like, there's comes a lot of, but I'm there walking the journey with him. I can't choose fight. I'm the last person he sees when he goes into the ring, and the first person he sees when he gets out. But I don't.
Is that right? So you say good luck, love you, and then you're out the door.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Have you seen his footage afterwards, or do you just, I don't want to see any part of that?
Yeah, I watched the footage because afterwards I know he's okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, but you know, I just want to help him be the best that he can be, but actually he's got such a steely determination and willpower. I know that he's going to make it, irrespective of my input, he will make it.
So going back to the 8 Warriors, and you were just touching on how it's manifested into a bit of a social enterprise and project. Were you running this at the same time of working a full-time job, or is this something that you've just dedicated 100% to? Because most people are working in the 9 to 5, and if they're trying to do a project, they might have to do nights or weekends, if that, and at the most it can become is a hobby. Has this transitioned into something full-time?
Yeah, so I had when I went to Thailand for training, I met a lot of women, and when I went and spent time in northern Thailand with my extended family, I met a lot of amazing women who don't have a lot of opportunity in life. And I came back to Singapore thinking, I've got to do something. So I started the 8 Warriors Women after having a brainwave on my meditation mat. But I guess there's always this, on the one hand, I really, really wanted to help these women, and I wanted to do something amazing. I also wanted to leave behind a legacy, not just for these women, but I wanted to leave behind a legacy for Zach. There's also a big part of me that actually wants to live the woman that my son sees. And but I was really scared because I've always worked in a corporate environment. And in that corporate environment, I've always been looked over. Men have always gotten the promotion. I've always been told, oh, you're too much, you're too loud, you're too this, you're too that. It really dented my self-confidence. And the other thing as well is I'd always lived my life kind of living and looking after the family. So there was part of me that really believed oh, you can't do this. What do you think you're doing? Don't have aspirations. You can't help anybody else. You can't give up your day job. That's irresponsible. So I started doing this project as part of when I was running my day job. So I would super early, work on it in the morning, and then come home and work on it again late at night. And it's there's lots of learning because it's a fashion line. I know nothing about starting up a fashion label. So I had to do it hand in hand, which is why, I said to you at the beginning of the call, it's been 2 years in the dreaming, months in the making. And then in February this year, I got made redundant. And I just realised, I'm 50 years young, and I've spent more time of my life than I care to remember trying to fit myself into the cookie cutter of a corporate life with the sole purpose of providing for my family. And I just thought, this is it. If I don't try this now, I'm never going to try it. Zach is a young man and can support himself. And I would rather sit back in my rocking chair at 85 and go, wow, do you remember that time I had that crazy ass idea of be a solopreneur at 50? Wow, what an amazing ride. We bombed, but it was an amazing ride. Or, of course, I sit back in my rocking chair and I'm going, wow, I'm so glad I took the decision to be a solopreneur at 50 because now we've got this amazing, global company and we're huge. And, I just don't, I just want to get out there and see. And thankfully, Zach's so supportive, and I've got a lot of friends like yourself and Kat who are really supportive, and people are cheering me on, and there's women that I really, really want to help.
It's amazing the other people who are going, that's amazing, go for it. I wish I could do it. If anyone's watching this, what would you want to say to them if they're even thinking about doing something that they want to follow rather than the conventional 9 to 5 job?
Yeah, so change is scary, but I think you should do something that scares or excites you every day. And change brings about opportunity. And so sometimes we tend to look, as humans, we tend to sort of view, if I can make an analogy, we tend to view change as the entire elephant. And when you're standing in front of the entire elephant, of course you're petrified. Of course you're petrified, you're going to get stampeded, you're going to get hit with that massive trunk. But if you just cut that elephant, down and eat it small chunks at a time, then it's amazing because you don't get overwhelmed. And do what I did, like I had this vision. I want to start up this clothing line. I want to start helping women all over the world. So I started small. I created an Instagram account. I created a website. I started learning about fashion. I started learning about online e-payments. I just had this to-do list of 150 items. And each day I would pick some of those items off of the to-do list. And the more you do, the more confident you become. Because it wasn't just like when I got made redundant in February, I'd done nothing and thought, actually all of these little steps had got to the point where I was standing on the edge of the cliff. And the last thing I needed was that push. And it was the best thing that corporate life ever did to me, that push. Because it wasn't like I didn't have a parachute. My parachute was that, 150 items of to-dos that I'd been working at every day because I was like, I can do it. Look how much I've achieved while I've been working. And I still do it now. I've still got my to-do list and I'm still working through it every day, bit by bit. And I think that's my overriding message is change absolutely brings amazing opportunity. Do not be put off by the naysayers because they're only projecting their own fears onto you. Do small things, a few things every day, and don't be scared to fail because again, in failing, we learn lessons. And look at yourself in the mirror every morning and say, I'm a badass, I've got this.
That's fantastic. So in terms of the clothing line now, where does it sit? You say it's 8 months deep into production. Where do you sit at the moment?
The samples are being delivered to Australia, and then they'll be formed for testing. So we'll have about a month of testing the products and giving any feedback, and then we will go into full production. I was hoping to be into full production and ready to sell in October. But because of quarantine and things like that, it might now be November. But we want to be ready to launch for Christmas, January, and for Chinese New Year. So there will be a full line to buy no later than November.
Oh wow, not too long away.
Yeah. So the first range we're looking at is Muay Thai shorts, multi-purpose training vest, multi-purpose training tops, and undershorts that can also be used for running shorts. Because whilst the garments have been made to withstand, the movement and the explosivity, the explosive nature of Muay Thai, you can then go and wear them for CrossFit. You can go and wear them in the gym.
Yep.
We've tried to make them as practical as possible so that when ladies buy them, they're not having to buy, a pair of shorts for running and a pair of shorts for Muay Thai and a pair of shorts for CrossFit. So we've tried to make the core pieces strong enough to stand up to the rigours of Muay Thai, but plain and subtle enough that they can, visually those can...
You can transition to somewhere else.
Yeah.
What about using general yoga gear and what were you wearing before?
So yoga stuff.
Yeah.
And because yoga is all like pretty and it's all matchy, and a lot of ladies like that because when you go into Muay Thai, it's a very masculine environment and it's a very masculine energy in there. And so I think a lot of women kind of lose their own identity, but then they also lose their femininity because there's no clothing made for female martial artists specifically. And so when you go in, you either wear the yoga stuff, which is can be really over the top and feminine and not quite practical for Muay Thai. You know, it can become see-through, it can move around, it can, you know, slip up and slip down and things. And then the shorts themselves, you know, they're just designed for a male anatomy. You know, you go to Muay Thai, a lot of ladies go to Muay Thai to lose weight, and then you put the shorts on and you've got like, they make you look big and puffy and they're not very flattering. So, you know, I think when I spoke to a lot of ladies in the gym, you know, a lot of them were like, wow, it would be really good if we could look good as well, because then we feel good, feel more confident, and you kind of let rip with your, you know, with your kicks and your punches. You don't have to worry about the bra top falling, you know, popping up, or your shorts falling. You know, all those kind of wardrobe malfunctions that us ladies.
I hear about it from my wife Kat, so I do understand to some degree.
Yeah, so basically the clothing is designed to withstand the rigors of Muay Thai, but also to, you know, to create a sense of femininity, but also allow you to be fierce, fierce with confidence, fierce with style, and it's also to create a bit of a collective as well. So we're always going to have the same colour palette. We're never going to change the colour palette, and we're just going to change how the colours are used. So therefore, you've then also got longevity in your outfits, because if your bra top wears out quicker than your shorts, you can come back and get the same colour bra top. So we're really about sustainability as well, and practicalities. You know, our warrior women, they're busy women, and so we want their gym outfit to be able to be pulled together quickly, and they know it matches. Then they know they're going to be able to kick ass in it. Sorry.
Where can people find the 8 Warriors? Which platforms? What websites?
Yeah, so if you just want to follow the crazy journey of me as a warrior woman, because I've got lots of other irons in the fire that are generating. So there's just my crazy life, which is the number 8 Warriors, and that's on Instagram, the 8 Warriors. And then the account that's the most important account is the 8 Warriors.women. And that is the business account. That's where you can follow us. You can find out when the official launch is. You'll be able to see sneak peeks of all the products, and you'll be able to really follow the journey of us making the product and getting it out to you and into your gym bag.
If people were to jump on and wanted to help, or they wanted to get involved, what would you need help with at this stage in time?
So 2 things that I would need help with is just to build the following on Instagram, because the bigger the following, the more our customer base is. So I would really love it if people could share my story, share my handle, and just follow us and just follow the journey, and then hopefully buy products. That's the first thing. The other thing as well is if people know of any charities or any areas of community where women need assistance, or you think it's a good opportunity for us to get involved, ping me a note, like DM me on the 8warriors.women. But yeah, I think at the moment what I really need is to build that community following, because hopefully within that community that'll generate customers. And of course, there will be the shop that we'll be building, and that's coming in due course. So of course, if you're following me, the 8warriors.women on Instagram, you'll get a notification of when the web shop is up and running as well.